Alright guys, let's take a look at virtual here for the first time since this candle right here on the 17th of July. It actually closed at about $1.80 or 81 here, and did struggle for a few days with this daily resistance at $1.85. Did manage to break it, but got a rejection at about $1.95. Unfortunately, it lost this little trend line here, and it actually did retest this trend line on the 27th of July, got a rejection, and we do find ourselves now struggling with $1.13. So this is a weekly resistance right here that we're trying to get above. Keep in mind we are on the daily time frame, and the next resistance here is $1.21. Now, to get really bullish on virtual, we're probably going to have to get above this area right here. So I'm going to say about $1.45. So if we get above that, the next resistance will be about $1.60, and that's a daily resistance. So it shouldn't be that hard to get above. But yeah, that's what it looks like right now. So let's take a look at some of the technicals here. Now, before we get into those technicals, we do have a sponsor for today's video. It's MEXC. They have a $1,200 futures bonus giveaway here. Simply scan the QR code here, guys. Pause the screen, whatever you have to do, scan this code and get your bonus. You also can get a $30 USDT futures bonus each. Now, looking at the entire volume here for the trading history of virtual, we are about to lose this candlestick. So if we go under, for example, let's just say about $1.08, we can fall pretty quickly to this next candle. Now, there is a daily support here at about 96 cents. That would support us a little bit, but keep in mind this is only a daily support, so wouldn't hold you that long probably. Now, the next volume support would be at about 88 cents, so hopefully we don't have to go that low, but we do have this big candlestick down here. The point of control is 55 cents. We are well above that, but looks like we are still trying to hold on to this candle at least. Let's see if we can get above about $1.31. I think that would get us above this hump here. And, pretty much it goes down the rest of the way. There is just this little candlestick here that's bigger than this one. But if we can get above really $1.95, that is really the point we need to get above to be mega bullish for virtual. Now, jumping over to the Bollinger Bands here on a weekly time frame, we can see these blue lines are coming in on each other. So is this the start of a pinch? Now, it's nothing like when it was down here. You did have this pinch in October of 24, and that sent virtual up to over like $5. So we are starting to come in here on a weekly time frame, and I think that's a good thing. Now, let's look at the daily time frame and see if we're getting a little bit of a pinch or not. It is quite narrow. It was a little bit more fat before, let's say, August 17th, but it really isn't pinching. So what looks better to me is this weekly time frame, just for the simple fact that it's coming in on each other. But again, it's a weekly time frame. It's going to take some time still to come together enough for that real true pinch. Now, jumping over to the RSI and stochastic here, the stochastic is actually oversold, looking pretty good. It's very low. It probably will come back to the upside very shortly. The RSI is a little bit flat, slightly pointed up, but in neutral territory. So weekly time frame, in my opinion, looks pretty good. The daily time frame has just come out of this oversold territory, and this blue line has just crossed the red line. That's a good sign. RSI is pointed up pretty heavily. Again, that's very good. Now let's look at the 4-hour time frame. It is a little bit overbought here on the stochastic, and the RSI is actually curving down. So not too good on the 4-hour time frame. Let's look at the 1-hour time frame. Again, both of these are overbought, unfortunately. And the 15-minute time frame, the blue line has just crossed the red line to the downside. So that's not that good. RSI is also pointed down. Now, okay, it's not the end of the world. Let's just go ahead and say, let me put this on a 4-hour time frame and get rid of this so you can see. I don't think there's going to be any real move above about $1.21. I think that will be significant resistance, and you can pretty much see that, like, it goes all the way back to the 25th of August. We haven't been above this point really, just a couple of wicks, of course, but yeah, it's going to take some news or maybe Ethereum pumping really a lot to get us above $1.21. I do think these lower time frames, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minute, really need to reset. But if we can hold this support, that would be great. That would be a start. Now remember, this is a weekly support and resistance, so we need to look at this on a weekly time frame really. But if it can really, reclaim this, that's a good start, I would say. Now jumping over to the MACD here, you can see that actually Virtual has a very red period here. Lots of dark red candles, kind of hard to see it. Let me zoom in. The blue line is also pointed pretty heavily to the downside, so that's not good, but I do anticipate this probably, turning back to the upside soon. I do think we're going to see a period where you have some light red candles, but it's probably only going to last like 1 or 2, 3 candles maximum. And then you're going to see, a green wave, maybe even a big green wave like this. Who knows? Hard to say. Now on the daily time frame, let's jump into this. Let's zoom in. There is a light red candle. We have to zoom in really a lot here. Just after 3 dark red candles. So I do think we're about to see a green wave again, or something like this at least. And yeah, the blue line actually is just about to cross the red line here to the upside. So momentum on the daily time frame appears that it's going up, but the weekly time frame for now appears that it is, headed down still. So like I said, it may take a few more weeks, but I do anticipate Virtual moving back to the upside and showing, upward momentum. Now Virtual is the number 144 coin, as you see here. It's up about 12.5% today at the moment. This is one of my bigger losses, unfortunately. I really haven't DCA'd too much into this. I did have a higher average net cost, but like I said, I DCA'd just a little bit into this. Probably should DCA a bit more. Now max supply is 1 billion. About 65% of that is circulating right now. All-time high was just over $5, so it's about a 77% discount at the moment. So does this have a chance to reach that all-time high again? Yeah, probably so, because this is still pretty new, this coin. So I do anticipate it, due to the low supply here, 655 million, that is not much. I do think it can reach, $5 and probably a lot more. If I had to guess, guys, if we get a good bull run, I'm going to say this is probably at least a $10 to $12, maybe even a $15 coin. Bitcoin's making some moves today. It's trying to get through this resistance finally here at 112,450. We are just over 112 at the moment. It's a daily resistance, so it's not going to be that difficult to cross it. The next one will be a little bit more difficult at 114, 128. So let's see where this ends up tonight. Now, there still is the CME gap above us. There's still a $2,625 gap. That's pretty significant. So is this trying to trend up towards it to fill it? Probably so. And if you were a betting person, you would probably want to open a long. And when it got close to filling this gap, you'd probably just stop your long and wait to see what happens next. But yeah, I think I heard some statistic today. It's like 99.6% of all these CME gaps get filled. Ethereum, on the other hand, is having a little bit better day than Bitcoin. It's trying to break through 4480 here. Now, this is a daily resistance, and the one above it is too. There's not many weekly resistances here at all. Actually, there's none above it. There is a support here, 4300 though, on the weekly time frame. But yeah, let's see if this can cross 4480. We're only about $10 below that right now. The next resistance on a daily time frame would be about 45.48, and then you have to break this Fibonacci at about 46.40. Now looking at the total market cap here, it is making moves, but did get rejected today at 3.84 trillion. So that's, not that great, but we are crossing this 3.8 trillion mark on a daily time frame at the moment. We still have 3.5 hours of trading to close that daily candle. Now the total market cap excluding Bitcoin did get a bounce the other day off 1.51 trillion. We're still trying to make our way up to about 1.62 trillion. There's only 2 resistances above us, guys, before we start making new all-time highs here, though. Now, my favorite chart here is the Bitcoin dominance, and you can see it is starting to trend down a little bit. Let's look at this on the daily time frame. Now, it did the other day, 2 days ago, close a candle above both of these lines. Now, we really need to look at this on a weekly time frame though, because that's what these green lines are. I always say my green lines, they're weekly supports and resistances. So if we put this on a weekly time frame, it just looks like it's getting another rejection at the moment. Last week got a major rejection. So I do believe this is probably what it's going to do. And the good thing is this is a little bit lower wick at the moment. We don't have such a high wick. So it is losing that momentum. And let's see where this ends up. There is still 4 days and 4 hours on the Bitcoin dominance. What's interesting about the altcoin season index tonight is that I've refreshed this about 3 times in the last hour, and it's gone from 63 to 61 and then back to 63. So we're just kind of bouncing around between these two numbers. But we are trending up. That's a good sign. But we really, we haven't been higher since about mid-December. So hopefully we can trend up a little bit more and start getting into territory that we really haven't seen in about 9 or 10 months here. Now, if we go to the liquidation heat map in this form, only about 161 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours, mostly short, so be very careful if you're shorting Bitcoin. Now, liquidation heat map in this form, you can see that we do have some hot areas below us. There's probably a little bit more liquidity below us than above us, unfortunately. But we are still trending up. Maybe we're going to go up and hit this liquidity here and then bounce down. Hard to say, guys, really. But this is what it looks like, and we do have the majority of the liquidity down here at about 110, 300, 400. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Now, if we go to the fear and greed, it's a 55 today. We're back in greed, which I don't like to see so quickly. And we were just in fear like 2 days ago. But yesterday was a 49. It was neutral. And next update in about 3.5 hours. Now, if we go to the bull market peak indicators, the sell at the top indicators, guys, it's still 0 from 30. And I've only said that we've had like one indicator hit, I think the whole time we've been looking at this chart. And that reset, of course. So it's still 100% hold. Pi cycle top indicator is my favorite one. It has gone up. I do remember a 57% progress here. So, that was like 1 or 2 days ago. I still don't think it's a very fast indicator. I don't think we're going to, go up 1% every day, really. But yeah, I think this is still going to take at least till the end of the year, probably. Now, this is the Pi cycle top indicator, and if we zoom in, you can see it's still got a long way to go before it's actually crossed. And what's interesting, if I zoom in, it kind of looks like this orange line is curving away from this green line now. So really hard to say because we do have this black line kind of obscuring it. So yeah, I can just speculate on that, but it does look like that in my opinion. Now tomorrow we do have a lot of economic data coming out. We got ADP non-farm employment change. We have some jobless claims. We also have the PMI numbers, ISM numbers, and FOMC member Williams is speaking, and there is Atlanta Fed GDP Now Q3. So there's a lot going on tomorrow, so expect some volatility. Now, if we look at Moodyx today, it was positive, but the sentiment is neutral, unfortunately, and there is no trend. So, yeah, we have to see what goes on the next couple of days with these, economic data coming out. Now, FedWatch Tools shows about a 96% chance we're going to get that cut, and that is taking place in about 2 weeks in the next FOMC meeting. Crypto bubbles looking pretty good today. Only a few things are down. Now, WLFI, this is a Trump coin, guys. Don't get into it. I don't recommend it. BGB just had a very big day yesterday, so that's why that's down. And actually, Matic or Polygon, whatever you want to call it, had a pretty big day a couple of days ago, so that's why it's probably trending down as well. Anyways, guys, if you want to stake your coins, go to Coinondo. I'm not sure that the website is really working still. If I type in like vert here for virtual, it doesn't show me anything, unfortunately. So I don't know what's going on with this website, guys, but you can at least get the top 100 coins if you just go here to coins and yeah, look for the staking deals. So yeah, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Check out some of those links that I have down below. I don't just have MEXC. I do have partnerships with 9 other exchanges. So if you use my links, of course, I do get some small commission, guys. It's very small. It's just pennies probably, unless you're a mega trader. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.